Hey Simlies, it's Deligracy here with part one of Let's Build a Hospital or Building a Hospital in The Sims 4. I'm really excited for this because because the one that's in The Sims 4 Get to Work is plain, and it has to be plain because I guess when the Sims team are working on the game, they want to build or have things that use probably a small amount of game memory. So I'm assuming that's why they kind of make things quite plain. The buildings, I don't know, maybe. But I'm excited because I get to make it more exciting, in my opinion, and dress it up a little bit and share it with you guys. So, in this first part, we're going to be just building the exterior and doing all of the wallpapers inside and flooring, lighting, and we're also going to do the gardens or landscaping around it. So, in the next part of this Let's Build, we will start furnishing in real time. That's what I usually do for Let's Build because if I built this in real time whilst commentating, it would take me probably 10 times the amount of time it took me to do this without commentating. So I was actually surprised about how quickly this came together because when I sat down to do it, I was like, this is going to take me so long. It's just so long, but it actually kind of came together relatively quickly. I really like the design in my head. This is a small private hospital, and the reason why it's small is because, if you've played Get to Work expansion for Sims 4 and you've played in the medical career, you don't want the hospital to be too big because then it would take your sim too long to walk around and get all the tasks done that you need to complete. So, in this small private hospital, it's a pretty hospital and it is a good size, I think, for gameplay and fulfilling what your sim needs to do. Now, just so you guys know, a lot of you guys will probably be thinking, how do you build a new hospital on the hospital lot? And you need to use a cheat, which is, if I look at it, you need to have, I think you need to have testing cheats enabled on, I think. So you just need to type in Control-Shift-C to get that cheat box up, then testing cheats as one word, space true. Once that is on, then you enter in... I'm just looking at all of my post-its right now that are on my walls. I have post-its with cheats on them for The Sims so I can see them whilst I'm recording, but it is BB dot, so the letter B, BB dot enable free build as one word. So if you do that whilst you're at work at the medical clinic, you can access build mode. You could then download anything you want off the gallery and replace what's existing on your lot. So this, when we've finished it, will be available for download if you want it. And yeah, that's pretty much how you're able to build your own hospitals. You can also do the same cheat for the other careers. So if you're in the science career, you can build a new science building or whatever. So yeah, basically this hospital you can see here is taking a very contemporary look and feel on board. It is fun. I wanted it to be modern. Pretty much I wanted it to be what I wished a hospital would be like, because I honestly and thankfully haven't spent much time in hospitals at all, but I get really freaked out by them. Like, not so much that I don't want to go visit people if they're unwell. Like, of course, I will still go to a hospital and I know there are very good places, but I don't like the very clinical feel and seeing lots of weird things around. I don't know, like weird utensils. It kind of gives me the heebie-jeebies a little bit, and that's because I've never been very good with watching surgeries on TV or anything like that. I'm very, very, very jealous of those of you who can watch surgeries, because my sister can and she finds it so interesting and she has a lot of knowledge now. And I wish I was like that too, because it is a fascinating part of life, how the human body works. And I would love to be able to have a bit more of a tougher stomach to be able to watch those shows. But I don't know. I think that's why I'm not huge on hospitals. But basically, I wanted to make what I wish a hospital looked like, which I feel would make it a much nicer place to be. So I've put in lots of indoor plants. So we've got lots of indoor gardens that have glass everywhere. There's heaps of light. There's a lot of timber on the walls and the flooring. And it's got, I don't know, it's just very open, very contemporary, very soft on the eyes. It's not dark, it's not dingy, it's not yucky looking. So this is probably what I think hospitals should look like. Of course, if we had this kind of funding for hospitals, it would be really cool. And I've made a list of what I think should be in these, what I think should be in this build in terms of rooms. We might actually need to add in a couple of extra rooms. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to fit this all in, but I didn't want to make it any bigger in case it would just be too big to function for your sim when you're on a work day, because we want to be able to get those tasks done as quickly as possible. So yeah. Also, I was changing these kind of accents to proper pillars, and I think that really creates a lovely sense of asymmetrical balance. And I don't know, it just comes together putting in those pillars across there. And I don't know, I think it just kind of works. Like, it's just kind of cool. Very different, probably not what you'd usually see a hospital look like, but you know, fun nonetheless. But basically, the rooms that I want to include when we are furnishing this is that obviously we're going to need the medical rooms with the beds, maybe screens in there where you'd go to get tested. But then we need the actual test rooms. So we're going to probably have an x-ray room and a sample tester room. And we also need a fitness room where there's treadmills, because in The Sims 4, you actually use a treadmill to try and test your patients to find what's wrong with them. So basically, we need to do that. And then, of course, we need a reception desk with a bit of a waiting lounge area. I was thinking maybe a locker room. We need a pregnancy or delivery room, which I'm a little bit unsure where we're going to fit that in. But for fun, I actually was thinking maybe we should include some kind of cafe, which would also act as where the workers could have their lunch break. So a cafe area. And maybe a gift shop, you know, with balloons and flowers. I love gift shops at hospitals. That's one thing I do really like. And I love how there's always balloons there of really, really cool characters like Finding Nemo and stuff. And there you go. That's what I like about hospitals. And I was also thinking it might be nice if somehow or somewhere we included a kids' jungle gym. Again, I'm not sure where we're going to fit this in, but this could potentially be a relatively long series because there are a lot of things we need to add in. So we'll see how we go. Might not be, might do some parts in double speed because I know some of you don't like real-time Let's Builds, but then half of you do love them and have been requesting this for ages. So we'll just see. We'll just see how we go. The landscaping, I've always said that I'm not a huge fan of landscaping since The Sims 3, but for some reason in The Sims 4, whether it's because I've just had more practice, or maybe it's because I'm finding The Sims 4 more fun to landscape in, I'm not really entirely sure, but I really enjoyed landscaping this hospital, and I think beautiful gardens and bringing the outdoors indoors is pretty much the perfect way to make a space come more alive or feel like there's more life there or warmth. And I just have so much fun in The Sims 4 actually making that happen, because you can, and it's really easy and I like it. Popping in some nice big trees, very important to have. Maybe we'll pop the kids' jungle gym or an outdoor playground somewhere behind the hospital. That could be kind of cool. And, you know, maybe we should make one of the doctor's rooms, consultation rooms, kid themed. So it's where the kids would be taken for their doctor's appointments. Maybe we should do that. But when I say this in this video, it's likely I'll actually forget this when I'm furnishing. So do remind me in the comments, and do comment if you have any ideas of what you would like to see in here, or what you think needs to also be included. We also, of course, have the public toilets, which we begin in this build too, and you'll get to see that in a little while. But it's pretty much coming together now. I am doing the landscaping, obviously, and it's taking quite a while. So in a second, I'm just going to skip ahead. So, I mean, you've gotten to see how I do it pretty much now. I'm just continuing to do spots of things around the place and lining sides of the buildings with these bushes and whatnot, and using rocks. We also do a bit of terrain painting too to make it look more legit, more realistic, but we're going to skip ahead once we've done this fountain area because I think it's just, you don't really need to see the whole landscaping. It's not as interesting as the building, I think. Well, in my opinion anyway. So apologies if you did want to see all of this, but someone did ask actually for a landscaping tutorial video, so might actually do that for those of you who would like to know how it's done. But anyway, skipping ahead, this is pretty much what the hospital looks like with the landscaping done, and we're just going to paint the exterior. I had a little bit of trouble figuring out what wallpapers I wanted, but I knew I wanted to have this light timber inside because I wanted it to be very light and friendly looking. And I began initially with this red tiled wallpaper on the exterior, but actually realized that the existing hospital they have on this lot in The Sims 4 does use that color as well behind the logoed sign. So I thought, oh, I'll change it up a little bit. And I kind of had this idea that I wanted it to have traditional red bricks. Surprising for me because usually I'm not a brick person, but I just thought for the hospital I really liked it. So in a second we'll get to the bricks that I'm wanting to use in the final design of it. Just in a second. I mean, we're going with this dark brick right now and I'm just not feeling it. It just makes it look darker. That's really all it does. And with the red, it doesn't look that happy. I wanted it to be a happy hospital. So we've got the bricks on there. We go with this white tile behind the logo, which ties in perfectly to the grounding around the bricks. And then we go with blue as well to tie into the logo on the sign. So it's a plain exterior, but I think it's a friendly exterior, and it still has that commercial hospital look about it, or big building look about it. However, there's a sense of warmth. So that's why we went ahead with that. And yeah, just filling in the bricks, filling in the wallpaper. I use Alt to fill entire walls, and I'm confused with what the Shift key does, because sometimes I'll hold down Shift and it'll do an entire room, but then I realize it also covered up another room or another wall randomly somewhere else. And I know it's to do with your floor planning, but I don't really get it. So I've just decided to avoid using the Shift key completely. And we're also putting blue behind the hospital on the exterior part here. And I was thinking yellow, but that just looked a little bit ugly, I think. So we go with these burnt orange or reddish colors on the columns at the front, and that kind of abstract wall area in the corner there on the right hand side to tie in with the red on the bricks and obviously the blue on the walls. And we are going to, oh yeah, we did put some wood paneling on those signs as well. Not the signs, on those wall things near the sign on the right hand side. So that's actually timber wood paneling, which I thought was kind of nice. These long windowed corridor looking areas, they are actually going to be indoor gardens on the side, or indoor garden areas. So this middle section, if you've seen my mall build or my shopping center build, I have this, I don't know, I have this obsession right now with palm trees indoors. So I've been putting massive palm trees inside windowed, closed off areas right in the center of my speed builds. So for this one, we do go with that idea again, but instead we put in bamboo trees. And I love it. I think it's inspired by the, in Melbourne, there's an art gallery. And I don't know, there's this kind of forest conservation area where it's just an enclosed windowed space of the outdoors indoors, and I think it looks really cool. The Victorian Art Gallery. And I think that's where I got the idea from. I think. Anyway, it's pretty cool. Sorry, not at the Victorian Art Gallery, at the NGV Gallery. So yeah, putting in some lights here. These wall lights, I felt like they didn't look commercial enough, so we replaced them with these bigger lights here, which also spread more light. Lighting in The Sims 4, in every speed build, I talk about it. I just get very frustrated with how dark the game is. I think it's partly because of the monitor I'm using, but from the comments and feedback I've received after talking about this, clearly a lot of you guys are having the same problem. So I don't know, the lighting engine in the game I think was just a little off. Not that I'm a gaming expert at all, but enough people have noticed that it's a little bit annoying sometimes. So I put in a ton of lights, a ton of windows, and then furthermore I put in some invisible lights, which you get from using the hidden objects cheat, which is basically the buy debug cheat that we had in The Sims 3. Here we are working on our indoor garden. That indoor garden is going to be directly behind the reception desk area. So when you walk in, you'll see these beautiful trees behind the desk. It would be very inviting and very relaxing, and it's pretty much what I was going for. Also, the area continues to be windowed on the other side of it because that's where I believe we're going to have the cafe area. Which is free for staff and people there to use. And then this walkway that goes to the consultation rooms. We've gone with this kind of desert theme. We've put in cacti plants because you guys, well, a lot of you guys know I'm obsessed with cactus plants. I just love them. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to put in cacti because this pretty much is my dream hospital. And then the consultation rooms are also lined with this windowed area of an indoor garden, which I think would be pretty cool to look at if you're getting an injection in your butt or like, I don't know, at least it's something pleasant to look at. So that's nice. We also have the bathrooms at the back there and yeah, popping in some extra lighting around the place. Basically, that's the first part of this Let's Build a Hospital or Hospital Build. I do have some screenshots coming up just now in a second, so you will get to see what it looks like that way. And we're using mostly timber flooring, but there's this great white textured flooring that we use as well, which I'm quite excited about. It came with The Sims 4 Get to Work. I just think it ties in the lighter wood timber floors to the industrial white double doors really nicely. So I liked that a lot. And in the bathrooms, we also have two little mini gardens too, which keeps the place looking fresh. And I like that there's tarred walls behind them. That was partly inspired by when I was in Taiwan, and a lot of the buildings were tiled on the exterior with plants growing up them, which is cool. But anyways, moving into the screenshots now, I'm going to warn you guys, I did not look at these screenshots or the order of them, so it could be completely crazy. But here's the hospital. This is what it looks like. And I'm pretty happy with it. Let me know what you think. Would you like to go to this hospital? Oh yes, multiple pictures of the front there. Moving down the side where we have a nice fountain area, we'll put some chairs to sit on out there, maybe monkey bars or something. And I love the lens flare in this picture. I think that's very pretty indeed. And there's a doctor there. That's actually my test sim. His name is Test Man. It's pretty cool. We should get a photo of something else soon. Okay, so this is a bird's eye view photo. I really liked the roof line looking from above, and that is the floor plan. So you can get an idea of what we're doing there, so you can refer to that if you have any ideas. And moving in, this is the cafeteria area. Those double doors lead to the bathrooms, and this is the reception area as soon as you walk in the front door. Inside the toilets, you can see the indoor garden there, which is quite pretty, and a bigger view of the reception area there as well. Consultation room corridor, and then we're going to get a glimpse of inside these doctors' offices with the gardens there. I think that's quite pretty. I wouldn't mind going in there to be helped by a doctor. after, I guess. Those look like delivery rooms, but we'll see what we want to do there. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. I hope you're having a lovely morning, afternoon, or evening wherever you are in the world. And I'm pretty excited to actually, I guess, start getting your feedback for this build and working together to make it awesome. Anyways, I'll speak to you soon.